Sam Malone, The White Shadow, and Oscar Madison.
You won't see J.R. or Patrick Ewing, Mary Tyler or Mike Moore or the One-Armed or Charles Mann. But you will see the epic cliffhanging on the edge of your seat. All the loose ends are tied up. Plays of the week.
Plays of the week, the final episode, the day the plays died.
It's a sad day. A sad, sad day.
An end of an era, really. It was great while it lasted. Now it's time to say goodbye.
It's hard to believe Plays of the Week debuted 39 years ago this week.
The goal was simple. Great plays for the masses. But it was about more than just great plays.
Oh, so much more.
Plays of the Week captured the essence of an era, the wholesome wackiness that defined the 50s.
But the times, they were a-changin'.
And so, too, were the plays of the week. The turbulent 60s were about questioning authority.
Anybody else? Take your best shot now. Come on.
And the loosening of sexual and social mores.
This is just a setup. Get out of my face before I kick.
In 1972, President Nixon normalized relations with Red China.
And Plays of the Week was there to document his visit to the Great Wall.
The 80s were about money.
About excellence.
And excess.
Greed.
And great accomplishments.
Over the years, Plays of the Week has amused,
frightened,
enraged, disturbed,
offended, loved,
and hurt you. Ouch! So here are the Plays of the Week.
One last time. Just who shot who at the Copacabana.
Plays of the Week is delivered by Federal Express. For documents, packages, and freight worldwide, our most important package is yours.
If you hold it as a fist, which some guys advocate, then when you open the fingers, your hand is taut. And when that ball hits, there's more of a chance for it to be a serious injury. Ball one to Howard Johnson, who's batting .246 with 4 home runs.
Mets are showing signs of breaking out of their prolonged team batting slump. Johnson in his last 18 games hitting .339. Murray hitting .405 in his last 9 games. Kent hitting very well in his last few games. Last 12 games hitting .356.
Hit hard up the middle and by Garcia. So Johnson with a hit. The only guy who's been consistent all year is Eddie Murray. Dave Gallagher has been consistent, but he hasn't been a regular player.
And right here, Howard Johnson takes it right through the wickets.
Tall wickets, too.
And they are high, aren't they? Talk about high pockets.
And his choice. We start in New York. Jeff Torborg had seen the green handwriting on the wall early Wednesday morning, and it spelled Dallas. Torborg woke up to a CBS report that he would be replaced by Dallas Green. The flagship station of the Mets echoed the firing, but the Mets front office denied those reports. Prior to his final game as Mets manager, Torborg sounded like a man left twisting in the wind.
I know how it's done. You know, there's no fanfare and a band playing and cheerleaders, but I just came in today saying, hey, listen, until or unless something else is said to me, we go ahead with it as you normally would.
I think that was Jeff's plane. 4th inning, 1-0 Pirates. Van Slyke at second, and Kevin Young against Frank Tanana. The double off the right field wall. Van Slyke scores. 3-0 Pirates. They led 4-1 heading into the 9th. In the 9th, it was 4-3 Pittsburgh, and Tony Fernandez at third, 2 outs. Pinch hitter Joe Ursulak against Stan Belenda. The grounder, and Carlos Garcia can't handle it. Fernandez scores, and Jeff given a stay of execution. Top of the 10th, second and third for the Pirates, and Hojo robs Jeff King, and we're tied at 4. Bottom of the 10th, Dave Gallagher at first, Bobby Bonilla. The other way, off Blast Minor, and the Blast wins it for the Mets 6-4. And Jeff Torborg, he takes the curtain call with his former team. The last time he would do so. Just too nice, they kept saying. Just too nice. I thought nice guys finish first occasionally. Not with this team. They finished last. Quite a clutch victory. The win moves New York to 14 games behind the Phillies. Following the game, the Mets GM Al Harrison sounded like a man fired instead of a man doing the firing.
I don't think there's anything I detest more in and around the game than scapegoating. It is one of the worst of human traits as far as I am concerned. And we all share the blame for the start of this ball club this year, all of us.
The part that I feel empty about is that I just was not able to get this team to play up to its potential that I had hoped.
There's not any one person that should be fingered for our 13-26 start. Is that accurate, 13-26? 13-25. I've kind of lost track.
GG, let's go, right here. Come on, let's go. Come on now. I know it was low. Might have been away.
So now the job belongs to the former skipper of the Cubs, Phils, and Yanks, 58-year-old Dallas Green.
When I called Dallas, his wife, Sylvia, had just left for a month-long camping trip in Tibet. And as I thought about that, I questioned which of them was about to enter more perilous territory.
The 3-2 pitch, line to left, Calderon, great catch.
Indians back the other way, 3-on-3. They went to set it up. Calderon scores! Now we have
One because he bumped him. So Dallas Green is going to earn his pay in a hurry.
Howard Johnson got a quick ejection because he made contact with Jerry Lane, and now we're going to find out about the reputation of Dallas Green defending his ball players. Johnson's still chirping. And a late call by Lane, too. He waited a long time to throw up the safe sign.
You know, I can't remember Howard Johnson losing his cool that quickly.
Me neither.
But he did bump him, and, you know, who knows.
Here's the play again. Otis bunted it right back toward the pitcher. Dropped back, and now he and Hundley collide a little bit. Tillman had it all the time he needed. Looked like Hojo had a reason to be upset. Look how far he was off the bag there at third before Lane made the call. And now there's
Boom.
the bump. See ya.
Bye.
And now he grabs him.
So the Mets will have to bring on a third baseman. Well, let me ask you, couldn't Bobby Cox have argued that Otis Nixon was interfered with at the plate? Who has...
Catcher's supposed to have the ability to come out of there unimpeded.
Okay.
But he was not involved in the play.
When it ended with the Mets losing to the Braves 4-2, so the doctor's order for Game 2 was the doctor. Dwight Gooden was called on to put that smile back on Green's face. To Shea, and Doc orders up a home run, his own home run, his 6th career home run, tying Tom Seaver's all-time Mets record. Now in the 6th. Guess who's up again? Gooden. With men on, and the Doc delivers again. 2 come across. Doc Gooden doing it on offense. More Doc, a one-man show. Jeff Blauser,
got him.
strike 3. Later, Dave Justice can't even hang on to the bat. Gooden K's 4, and the old smile is back on Dallas's face. 6-1 final. Braves only run courtesy of a Dave Justice.
Defending women's champion Monica Seles officially withdrew from the French Open and Wimbledon while she recuperates from last month's attack in Germany. Seles hopes for a late summer return in time for the U.S. Open. Two-time men's French Open finalist Andre Agassi is out due to tendonitis in his wrist, a problem for him since January. A little traveling music, perhaps? That's the story of Larry Brown's career. He bailed out on his Clippers contract with 2 years to run. It was his 7th job in 20 years of coaching. In the closest vote ever, the Knicks' Pat Riley was named Coach of the Year in the NBA. Rudy Tomjanovich was second. Riley put 7 new players in the mix and still won 60, tying a franchise record. It's a broken record in Indiana, out of the playoffs in the first round for the 4th straight year. Bob Hill, fired. More competition in this crab race than in Larry Holmes's tomato can fight du jour. His opponent from parts unknown, weight unknown, Paul Poirier. Gripping action here in the 4th round. A flurry of punches. Then the greatest phantom knockdown since Ali Liston 2. Right there. Down goes Poirier. Down goes Poirier. Precious Paul could not answer the bell for the 7th. Your thoughts, Paul? Thank you, Paul. The Super Bowl of English soccer was decided on Thursday. Arsenal faced Sheffield Wednesday in the 112th FA Cup final. England's top scorer, Ian Wright, tallied in the 33rd minute with this nifty flick past Wednesday's goalkeeper, Chris Woods. That goal held up until the 70th minute when Wednesday's Chris Waddle had his shot deflect off a defender and passed helpless Arsenal keeper David Seaman for the equalizer. Then in the final minute of overtime, off the corner kick, Arsenal defender Andy Linnigan's header overpowered Woods, who could not come up with a save. Arsenal wins 2-1 and becomes the first team ever to capture both major English Cups in one season.
In Philadelphia, top of the 3rd with Dave Gallagher facing Danny Jackson. And Dave Gallagher has hit it deep to left field, way back there. It may not be playable. 1-0 Mets. Gallagher from Trenton, New Jersey. Homers in front of some of the locals anyway. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-on. Jackson the sack bunt. Eric Hillman, 1 bounce pass. Wes Chamberlain scores 1-1 tie. Bottom of the 6th, it's 2-1 Phils. Against Hillman, 6'10", tallest National Leaguer ever, along with Randy Johnson. And Chamberlain says, I can hit it taller than you are. 3-1 Phils. Top of the 9th, Phils cruising 4-1. 2 Mets on, but Mitch Williams, who's been so outstanding in relief this year, comes on to face Gallagher. Well, he already had a homer, so obviously he couldn't do any more. The other way, here comes Bonilla to score. Here comes Jeff Kent to score. What happens when you score 2 runs in the same inning? What happens when you score 3 runs in the same inning? Look at this. Juan Bell fumbles the potential inning-ending play. The bases are loaded for Charlie O'Brien. It worked for Mark McGuire, that Fu Manchu did, and it does for O.B. Doubles down the left field line. Gallagher scores the tying run, and here comes the winning run. Jeff Innes, well, then they got the 3rd man at the plate, but Jeff Innes pitched a perfect 9th inning for what is only his 3rd major league save, and he's been with the Mets on and off since 1987, the first Met win in 4 games. Charlie O'Brien, 2 hits, 2 RBI. Wes Chamberlain had 2 hits, as did Juan Bell, and 2 runs scored for each of them in the losing cause for Philly. The Mets deportment, though, has not improved. Has now been suspended for 3 games for right there. He's appealed, so the punishment will not be enforced, at least until they have a hearing.
Tennis now.
Second time this year, Bobby Bonilla has hit 2 home runs in a game, and I mean, this one lands in about the same spot his last one landed. And Pete Shurik's got to be happy because that ties it up.
Can you believe his record against Tom Browning? 10 home runs.
A long way. That's the first one to the left of the 358 sign. And this is the 2-run shot here in the 7th, or in the 6th. And it is to the right of the 358 sign. Airship Shamu, painted black and white like America's favorite killer whale at SeaWorld. Shamu is joined by dolphins, penguins, sharks, other fascinating sea creatures, and much, much more at the SeaWorld parks. And Milligan livid, jumping up and down and pirouetting like Baryshnikov might.
Oh, Murray pulling an Air Jordan act right here as he goes up. Gets it in the very tip of the glove. Ball sliced off there. Look at Milligan.
The Cubs and Bobby Bonilla, 4th homer in 3 days. 13th of the year. Solo shot, 1-0. Metropolitans. Cubs come back. It's 2-1. Eric Hillman pitching. Candy Maldonado hitting. Single to right. Steve Buechele from second. Will he score? Bobby Bo, the gun. Out at the plate. Bonilla is playing well. Maybe he will have the last laugh. Mets bat around. Big 5th inning. Up 3-2. Bases full for Hojo. And Howard Johnson triples to the right field corner. Coleman, Bonilla, Fernandez all come around. The Mets go up 4. They win by 4. And what about Paul Gibson? He pitched well in AAA, fanned 5 in relief to get his first win.
Paul, termed about 70 years ago by a writer in the Chicago
70 times. Dwight Gooden is nowhere near that number, but it must feel that way to Chicago. Wednesday, Doc was going for his 25th win against the Cubs, and he was getting hitting help. Dallas Green's team last in hits, 12th in runs in the National League, but a big 4th inning. Todd Hundley, where he kind of grew up, where his dad played, Randy Hundley, a shot to center, and family in the stands must have been happy. 4-1. Bobby Bonilla, red hot. Shot to left center field. This also off of Frank Castillo. A bleacher reacher. 7-1 Mets. Then Chico Walker getting the start at second against Chuck McElroy. Yes, Cleotha. Chico Walker. Chico is the man. A 3-run shot. The first 3-home-run inning for the Mets in 50 months. Gooden helped himself with 2 hits. He's 25-4 lifetime against the Cubs, and he doesn't like pitching at Wrigley. Mets win this series. First time they've done that in a month and a half. As for Bonilla, another homer. Did the Torborg firing light a fire under Bobby Bo? Already off to a good power start, Bonilla hit a game.
You gave us a try. Now hit subscribe. Be sure to YouTube responsibly and hit that like button if you like what you see, because there's plenty of content to come.